How's it going, guys, and welcome back to, I guess I'm calling this something a little different, part 2, I guess. I actually don't know what I called the first one. I'm assuming I called it something. Whatever. You'll notice I'm in a slightly different location from the last one, and if you notice that, that means you actually watched the last episode, and that part, hey, good for you. You have a life, but you probably didn't make it to the part, whatever. Most people who watch this probably didn't make it to that, because that was kind of, when I watched it back, it was really, like, it wasn't my best thing, but I didn't want to do it over again. That's sort of besides the point. I moved this along just because this section took me a while. I thought I had cut it down a lot, and this was still, this next section that I think I cut down to about 18 minutes, used to be 50, and not a lot happens. A lot of fighting the acolyte people, a lot of just running around, dying randomly, and then the boss fight, and all boss fights against, person whose name I've forgotten at this point, but yeah. Up until then, not a whole bunch, just, and I believe I chose to start from here, yes, because you can see where the fight will take place. That fight that haunts my nightmares and even my waking hours, for how long that took me. The fight, it's hard mostly because with a lightsaber in this game, you can take someone's entire health down. Well, I can't. Like, the player can't, but the enemies can. And I think there's a good couple of attempts where she just took my, I think it was like 64 off my health, and it was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen, and the most frustrating, because there's nothing you can do. You think you have plenty of, like, hits, and, like, you're trying to block, and she, whatever. We'll get to that when we get to that. It's kind of my realization that this series has been going on about a year. Almost, not quite. When I started this, it was for, because episode 7 was coming, and, you know, Star Wars, woo! And there is a Star Wars game that I do want to play this December as well, but I need to get this one done first. And I have started playing it again. I don't want to. I honestly don't want to play this game anymore. This is one of those old games. It's like, oh, it's so difficult. It's awesome. It's like, no, it's not. It's difficult because it's completely random and full of bugs. And just, it's not a good difficulty. It's not like Dark Souls difficult. It's a good thing to, it's like the hard parts of Sonic 06. It's difficult, but it's mostly difficult because it's just designed poorly. It's like the best way I can put it. The damage outputs are so random in this game. It's I can't even. But I'll just let them talk for now.
The prodigal Jedi. Have you come seeking vengeance? Oh, that's not very Jedi-like.
Where's your master, apprentice?
Dasan sends his regards, but he's far too busy in the Valley of the Jedi to personally dispose of his pawns.
What?
You still don't know, do you? Dasan followed you to the Valley of the Jedi. Even now, hundreds of Dasan's loyal followers are drinking deeply from the Valley's power, becoming reborn in the glory of the Force. And we owe it all to you.
Then you killed Jan?
That's right. We killed your woman to make you angry. Angry enough to cast aside your promises and rashly seek out the power of the Valley. Just think of it. Her death and your failure will be celebrated for eons to come as the events that brought about the era of Dasan. Congratulations.
Stop talking!
Yes, so Kyle, finding out that he has been tricked and acts stupid and fell into the bad guy's plan, then acts on emotion once again to go into a fight. Very, very Jedi-like. Actually, he's not a... Well, he pretends to be Jedi, but he's really not. But, yes, this is... watching this back. Yeah. That's how quick those go. And it goes really fast. And there's going to be a lot of them. And I don't think I'm going to keep all of the attempts in, because there's too many. But I kept quite a few in. And not exactly the funnest thing to watch, but I did realize at this point that I needed to run like the scaredy bitch that I am. So, and also I found that she can't see you if you're not directly in, if you don't make a movement. If you stand still, I think it's just a programming error. She can't detect you, which is really weird because she should be able to see you pretty easily. And that back to tank is something that I went after a lot. And I only got it a few times before, you know. Well, once I started to get the hang of it, I got a lot more often. But the amount of movement she has, and boom. Just, yeah. So I'm going to let the next few attempts play out. And you're probably going to get a good sense of my feelings for this fight. Yeah, enjoy that.
I bother you, never bother me. I feel happy, I'm fine. Ha-ha! Living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Having got a lot, I don't need a lot. Coffee's only a dime. We're living in the sunlight, loving in the moonlight, having a wonderful time. Just take it from me, I'm just as free as any daughter.
Yeah, I think you get the idea. So, at this point, something very interesting happened. Yeah, pulled out a trip. I think that was a Tripmon, not quite sure. And then I learned that if she throws her lightsaber at it, it'll explode in my face. That was fun. Well, no, it sent me into a very, very long induced rage of not understanding what the hell happened at the time. And I figured it out a bit later. I also figured out by this time that I could force heal, which is something I might have mentioned in other parts, but like it's something that up to this point in this game, and this is like 12 hours in, 12, 13 hours at this point, I had completely forgotten I was even supposed to get that and force lightning, which I like to use in some of these attempts, but overall it did absolutely nothing. So now is the point where I think I actually start to gain a bit of an upper hand. The hardest part about this game and boss fights, as I find out later, well, I found out here, because there really hasn't been a boss fight per se before this, but not having a health bar, it's such a small thing, but it puts you on edge because you don't know how much health you're supposed to have. But I sort of had the feeling like I was trying to actually get it a bit, and actually progressing, unlike every other attempt where she just beat me like crazy at this point. Pushed her down, and yeah, there we go. Got 2 hits in somehow. I think it was just a glitch. And hear what she has to say.
Don't! Mercy!
The kind of mercy you showed Jan?
She lives! I can tell you where she is!
Liar! I saw her die!
Think. What did you really see? What did you really hear? Do you believe we'd risk killing one of the only 2 people who knew the location of the Valley of the Jedi?
Where is she?
That... Hauler will take you to our base in the Lenico Belt. That's where Galic's ship, the Doomgiver, is docked. It's also where he's keeping your woman for further interrogations.
Why should I believe you?
Because I'm not brave enough to die!
Get out of my sight.
What?
You heard me. Go and pray that I find your master before he finds you.
So, Kyle pulls a Batman / Superman / every good guy hero ever who lets the bad guy go after, you know, the bad guy apparently, I don't know yet, but I don't trust her. It's just like, oh, Jen's alive. We didn't kill her. It's just like, but you'd say anything. You're about to die. I don't want to die, so I'll tell you the truth. What? Whatever. So, finally, gone from Cloud City. I had spent, I don't even know how long I spent on this sort of, like, area, but it was utterly ridiculous. And the game takes you to a place that's even worse, that I have no patience for. And you'll know what I mean when we get back to the regular episodes of me actually playing through what I did to try and circumvent the issue of being in the enemy's base. Which is, some people who watch it will be fine with it, some people who watch it will not. I don't care, because I just want to finish the game, and after that, it's done. It doesn't matter. So, I don't know if there's any more talking going into this base, but, you do run into someone who's, should be more helpful than they actually are here, which is, you know, great. One of those things like, oh, it's someone who can help me. Oh, wait, no, there they go. They're not gonna help me. Okay, fine, I'll do it on my own. Not really, because this area is utter bullshit. So, you come in here, you don't see anything, you hear something, and I immediately freaked out. I'm just like, oh, okay, I'm probably surrounded on all sides, what do I do? And they just sort of aggro. As soon as you run, as soon as you move quickly that way, they just immediately are on you. There's not much you can really do. And this side's fight, trying the hardest. I didn't realize how little health I had here. And they're surprisingly not doing a lot of damage when they did hit me, which was weird. There we go, learning my newfound knowledge of the force heal. I can't believe, like, 12 hours, and I completely forgot. Well, I shouldn't say 12, maybe 5? I think it was, no, I don't even think it was 5, since, you know, I was in the Yavin base, that's where it was, where I was learning from Luke how to be a Jedi again. Yeah, lots of locked doors in here. So, the biggest problem in this area is actually trying to figure out where to go while you're dodging things. Because there's a very, very specific area you are able to go. Like, you have to go in an order. And I didn't know that order, so I just could have ran around, didn't do much at all. And I'm trying to remember if there's any... Should I take these guys out? Sort of weird watching this again if you haven't watched it like fully. I think I just run away. I find a door that opens and I just run because I can't be asked. So this one, probably. So run into the next area, which is hundreds of times worse than the one I was just in. This area is so much bullshit. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I just... Yeah, I somehow just barely get away. And I think this is where... Do I... I'm trying to talk over this while I'm like watching. I'm just like, do I go like back into the other room or do I try and run somewhere else? Yeah, I go back here. Where I die. Well... I didn't realize I died there. And I think I decided to go the other way. Or try to go another way. Do I? It's so weird. I'm watching this along with everyone who watches this video. An odd way to do this.
I transferred here from Artist's Mind just before the room.
Somehow, yeah, now they see me. I realize that being in here doesn't help much. Man, I feel like they knocked down my health a lot faster that time. No, you idiot. Run! Run past me. Run! Close the door, do something. Or heal. Healing's good. Now... Why did I go back? Why did I go back? I can hear my past self saying this. So why did I come back in here? What is there that would be here for me? Yeah, I was really interested in this thing up here. I thought it was like a secret. How wrong I was. Yeah, you can't jump up there, which is annoying. I tried a bunch of times, and it's not someplace that you're actually able to get to. You can kill them, but you can't get up there. And if you could, it would sequence break a whole bunch of this level. It would really help. But at least they were smart enough not to allow that to happen. And then, without thinking, I run back into the danger fuck room. Oh, I actually looked first. That's odd of me. I don't normally look before I leap. I normally leap, look, and scream my head off as I realize that I'm headed towards death. Is this where... Hey! Luke's back, somehow.
Kyle. Skywalker. What are you doing here?
Lando told me where you were going.
Then why aren't you at the Valley of the Jedi?
I went to the valley right after you left Yavin 4, Kyle. Dasan.
Follow me, I know. Does this mean we have a new Emperor on our hands?
It may be worse than that. Remember those experiments on Kejim with the Artusian crystals? With the Valley of the Jedi's power coursing through those crystals, Dasan has succeeded in infusing his troops with the power of the Force.
Ah, Sith spit. I think I ran into one of them on Bespin. Are they still in the valley?
Not anymore. I managed to scatter Dasan and his reborn troops, and Rogue Squadron chased away their ships. For now, the valley's effectively sealed off, but we have no idea how many troops Dasan managed to empower before we got there. It could be dozens, but it could be thousands.
And all of them will have Force powers?
Yes, but we've got an advantage due to our training and discipline. Look out!
Oh, did you see that?
Even Luke knowing, I'm not sure how he got here so quickly. Like, oh yeah, and then this happened, and this was the end. I didn't realize I had 5 health, and boom, dead. So that does it for this sort of thing. Back to normal episodes next time. And I'm really close to this game being done, honestly, at this point. So, yeah. See you all next time.
Down to the armory.
And I'm out.
We're supposed to be getting...